Welcome to another episode of a gaming podcast, episode 39. We're almost so close to the big 40.
We're almost at 40.
We almost had 40. You know what? Rally and I holding it down. Other people are playing Destiny. Other people broke their backs, and this is terrible here. We're falling down. What's going on? What's going on here?
It's we're caving under the pressure of Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest is getting too heavy and can't keep up, man. It's too much stuff and everything. But no, I hope everyone, especially Sammy, poor Sammy. I hope you feel better, Sammy.
Yeah.
She went to go see music and then she broke her back. So what happened? What happened with that? I don't know.
A bit of a bummer.
Bit of a bummer for sure. But Riley and I are here, and I believe Steve will be joining us a little bit later as well. But Riley, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, what about you, man?
I'm doing well. You know what? I'm doing well as well. We were talking off, I guess off camera just now, which I was like, it hasn't really hit me yet, but I'm getting prepared for the Summer Game Fest. Just has some loose ends to figure out over here, but I'm all set, ready to go.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a really good year.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. We'll be talking about it because I do have a lovely quote from Jeff. That'll be our third topic. But let's jump in right in topic number one with State of Play. A little recap here. First, I assume that you saw State of Play. First of all.
Oh yeah. Okay. I really enjoyed it actually. I think it got a lot. I think it got a lot of negativity around it. I thought it was a pretty good State of Play.
For me, it was kind of
big ones, right? A couple first party hit home runs that I think, well, not home runs, but big third party game or first party games that I think will be pretty good when they come out.
There was only one thing that kind of I wouldn't say this showcase was a disappointment for me, but I would say that there was one thing which I'll go through the whole lineup as well. But there's only one thing that kind of I was like, oh, that's a shame type of situation. And I think it's a lot.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a lot of people's as well. But overall, I found the show okay because what I wanted was God of War. Little spoiler alert right here on PC and all this PC specs. I'm finally I can continue my God of War experience on PC. For those who don't have a PlayStation, I'm sure a lot of people who don't have PlayStations felt that same way as well. But you know what? This is how they put it on their blog. So this is how I wrote it on our site as well. Astro Boy comes out September 6th. Astrobot, sorry. You know what? I'm Camille. Camille is over my shoulder just now. I Camille'd it. I love that. That needs to be a shirt right there.
That's the verb.
That's the verb right there. Oh, I Camille'd it. What have I done? But yeah, Astrobot coming up September 6th. Something that everybody wanted, especially after the little demonstration from the first game. Finally, the PlayStation's all right, let's just make something out of it. And what did you think of it?
I am so excited for this game.
Yeah.
I think it looks incredible. My favorite thing about Astrobot, Astro's Playroom, obviously for those who have a PS5, that was included on the hardware.
Yeah.
It was a really fun game, but more than that, it's an homage to the entirety of the PlayStation brand. So you have characters showing up and different things like that, and it seems like in this new game, which is a full game, it's 4 times the size of Astro's Playroom. Mm-hmm. So it's a full platforming experience, and it seems based on the trailer that some of the crossover characters, which are returning, which is really exciting, their power-ups and abilities may play a role in some of the gameplay, which is really cool.
Yeah, I definitely saw a Kratos and some other stuff.
Throwing the Astrobot his axe.
His axe and everything. You can't even pick it up and everything. Or just, but what kind of blew me away is how they kind of integrated. They're this is PlayStation only type of thing because his spaceship is a PlayStation 5. Which makes sense because something that PlayStation sounds like it will take off anyway, so it fits perfectly well. With that, but it's so kind of neat, and the controller as well, kind of it's a little jet as well. So it's kind of neat what they're doing. It looks really really good as well. I don't know if this is under Unreal 5 or anything like that, but it looks really well.
What engine it's on, but it looks great, and I again, you're talking about the PS5 as a ship. One of the coolest parts is they have a scene where they have a bunch of PlayStation peripherals and hardware and stuff. So you see a PS Vita and the Astrobots are surfing on that, and the boomerang, which was like the original way to play 4-player on PS1. Like these, there are so many deep cuts, and the best part is that whereas the Astro's Playroom had 60 crossovers, there's like 150 plus in this. So I'm like, there are gonna be some deep cuts if they follow through on that. Like, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. What's going on, Steve V? We just started. You haven't missed anything. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited to be here right before Summer Game Fest. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit later.
Guys, you'll have a blast.
No, we can still sneak you in. There's still time. There's still time to sneak him in, though.
Yeah, I'll be there in your heart.
You can be in there in his heart. You can be in my suitcase coming down with us at Summer Game Fest.
Just on my backpack. You'll be my carry-on luggage.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
just like have a little cardboard Riley hat or something in the audience. That'd be joke.
I was thinking just get you in a little baby Bjorn. No one will ask questions.
A baby Bjorn.
I don't see any problem with that. No problems there.
That's incredible.
Steve, what did you think of Astro Bot? I totally camilled it earlier, but Astro Bot. So
he called it Astro Boy.
That's a new term now.
That has screwed with my head so badly that
me
I've
too.
done that. Yeah. I'm upset at Camille for doing that to me. Yep. Astrobot looks great. I love the fact that they're keeping it simple. It's just Astrobot as in, hey, this is the character. We believe in the character. We believe that it's strong enough and symbolizes, PlayStation and its placement in the catalog so much that we just have to call it Astrobot. Coming off the coattails of what Riley was saying here, I think that's awesome that, they're going to be launching with all these cameos and different variants and everything so that it can be, to my understanding, not only a celebration of PlayStation, but a celebration of gaming or just everything that's been surrounding PlayStation as well. It doesn't have to be, hey, it's, Nathan Drake only, like to that echelon. It can't just be anything that's kind of been in the PlayStation ecosystem. I think will have a place within Astrobot, and I think that's awesome.
No, absolutely. It's been a while since they've had a character that wasn't so like, I guess like in the serious world, like such as Nathan Drake or a Kratos. Yeah. Like they haven't had like something like Ratchet and Clank type of character for a while, which is what Astrobot I feel like is in that family. So it's a brand new IP as well. So it's kind of neat seeing all this and like the old cool little references that they have in this game as well. So coming out September 6th, really excited for that. Okay. Concord. What did you guys think of it? Because I have some words for Concord. Right. August 23rd comes out.
I want to hear what Steve thinks of it.
Yes,
I really want to hear what Steve thinks of it.
Sure. I think, honestly, out of all the online discourse I've seen and conversations I've had with people, I'm still probably on the higher end. I'm still remaining somewhat optimistic. I did hear just through random sources leading up to this, a pitch, like an elevator pitch of what Concord was. And maybe I started imagining a different game from what PlayStation and Firewalk Studios actually were out to create. So by the time we got into the cinematic, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. They're kind of trying to dive into some of the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibes of, very cool character models. There's this quippy family dynamic that they have. They're obviously leaning into some humor as well. I'm really down for that. It was the moment that it switched over from like hyper realistic game or cinematics to the gameplay and explained what the gameplay was in such a vague sense that I was like, oh, I don't know. I need more information. I think just I'm struggling here only because I think that there is a good game here, and I think that there could be a community built around this game. I think that they're just up against so many other games right now. I mean, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, in a few moments, but like pitching Concord, a 5v5 hero shooter, and then following it up with Marvel Rivals, which has the IP, which has the notoriety. It's like,
and has PlayStation exclusives attached to it as well.
I just don't really understand why you would market your first party online shooter that desperately has been needed within the PlayStation ecosystem and then follow it up with something that has way more acclaim and way more hype as far as I'm concerned. And then to follow that up, but then not even really explain what the game is. Like they say, okay, it's a 5v5 competitive multiplayer game. Each character has their own abilities and loadouts and stuff like that. But what's the actual game? It kind of feels like it's an objective based thing where it almost feels like the Crucible in Destiny where you're ranking up like kills, but then at the same time they keep cutting back to this thing that you're supposed to like collect, and then maybe it's like a heist as well. Like I don't really understand what the online multiplayer portion is. And then the big part that I'm just kind of flummoxed by completely is the pitch of, hey, we're going to integrate like story cinematics that you have to play or you have to dive back into every single week. Do you not PlayStation, do you not understand what a big ask that is? Like, I'm just kind of mind blown by that because I'm coming off of, years and years in Call of Duty, Destiny. Destiny, the final shape just came out, but Call of Duty tries their damnedest to be like, here's a narrative. Each season kind of, lays the foundation, like breadcrumbs, little story bits here and there. I log in each season. I'm like, skip. Yep. I don't care about any of this. I don't care. Get me into the gameplay. So it just kind of seems like either one, you're putting in all these assets, you're putting in all this time and everything into what I think will largely be ignored by a large player base, which sucks because if they want to tell a compelling story, they should have just done that with a campaign and then kept the multiplayer portion separate, or just do it in a way that will actually, I don't know, to excite a player. Because for me, I'm just like, okay, I want to get in, I want to play the open beta, get into the gameplay, but aside from that, you're not really excited, making me excited about your game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, Steve. Like, I think that it doesn't look bad. Like, I look at that, I go, oh, that's cool.
Yep.
But it just doesn't, like, it to me, it wasn't grabbing me personally and being like, oh, I'm excited for this. Oh, this is doing something different. Oh, this, oh, that. Like, it felt to me like, oh, another one. Like, I'm not really, I'm not into it yet. I think they'll have an opportunity to, like, obviously, like, I'll try it out and I'll play it, and I'm looking forward to that. But I'm not. It's hard not to be anything but like skeptical or hesitant. It's like, okay, like,
yeah.
And they have some good talent working on the game. Like, I'm sure the shooting and mechanics are going to be really cool, but I think I don't even know if I need to see more. I think I need to know what shape it's in at launch.
Or just play it. I think
play
it is a game
yeah.
that will speak volumes the moment that you get to play it.
Yeah, like, and I want to know.
But
yeah,
is that the thing,
like,
though? Do you have to pre-order to get into beta? Because that wasn't even clear either.
I think you pre-order. You
I think you get early access.
5 friends or something.
Oh! I thought it was an open beta.
That's what I was hoping for.
Maybe it is open beta. I'm sure,
but they weren't really clear on that, which is why there's another mass confusion about this game.
Concord open beta, yes.
Open beta, okay.
That's what I'm reading. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So that's in June, I think, or the game comes out. Game comes out really soon.
July. Beta's in July, and then the
game's
game
23rd.
comes out late August.
Yeah, August 23rd.
Yeah.
For me,
I'll definitely jump in the beta with you guys if you.
No,
want
I mean, a beta is a beta. I'm happy to check it out. Maybe I might change my mind.
A beta is a beta.
A beta is a beta. You know. So, but like for me, like how they presented it, I was more interested in the game that way, making it like if it was some like, if you want to call it a Guardians of the Galaxy like alternate version or something like that, I was happy with that. I like I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was like, okay, well, if they're gonna make their own characters in this own universe, I was more interested in that. And then next to they're like, this is a 5v. I'm like, wait, why? Why is it a 5v? I was more interested in this. And then if you're gonna be doing story mode that you're trying to force people to watch, clearly you have a story you want to tell. Why don't you just have that, like, have a story? Like, I like the idea of having like a campaign and then like, a multiplayer mode as a bonus afterwards. But I as soon as they said it was a 5v5, I lost interest right away. I have no problem seeing that. I'm like, what happened here, man? I was more interested in the characters. Why Why would they try to steal this thing? And then like, hot sauce was the main attraction of this whole storyline. Like they got away because of his hot sauce. That he's fighting so much,
because
right?
it's quirky and fun.
Yeah.
Everyone loves hot sauce.
Everyone loves hot sauce, right? Yeah. But I was disappointed once he said it's a 5v5, and I feel like that whole 5v5, like who knows how long this game has been in develop. Like the only thing we saw was a sandwich when we first heard about this game, and now it became a 5v5, and I think like maybe like they're a little too late to this category. Like I'm a little 5v5 out, with Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, and I get it so much now, right? So
for me, the thing that keeps making me like stay optimistic, stay hopeful for this game is the fact that they were working on this way before PlayStation acquired them. PlayStation went in, saw what they had, and were like, yes, we need this. And I think that, to me, that's the narrative that sticks in my head, that I'm like, okay, I got to see this through to the end. I got to jump into the beta, because I do think that, I mean, I'm not throwing any shots at X Defiant or anything, but coming into that game for what it is, it makes me appreciate how good, or how important good shooting mechanics, good gameplay is for a competitive online shooter. Because as fun as X Defiant is right now, that I'm having a good time with it, there are just certain things that they don't have in that game that I'm like, okay, if Concord can come out and check all those boxes off and be like, okay, we're a compelling multiplayer game, hey, I'm down to keep ripping. The thing that I'm most hesitant or even scared about is the fact that now I have to go and find 4 other people to play every week. Otherwise, I'm just jumping in with randoms, and it's like,
it's way less fun.
Yeah.
And I struggle to find people to like play games with. Like everyone has lives; they're doing stuff. Like I can't just like get the squad together like that often.
Yeah.
So
that was the exact same reason why I stopped playing Helldivers, because it's like one person just dropped off the list, and then another, and then I was like, okay, well, things get.
And I love Helldivers. I platinumed Helldivers, so I really love Helldivers. But
you love it way more than anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I clearly love it more than everyone else here, but I'm trying to go in with the same level of optimism, because like I think I was like proven dead wrong about Helldivers too. I was like ready to be like, okay, here it is, and then I play. I'm like, this is incredible. And now it's my game of the year, so I'm like, okay, I do have like a bit of optimism in the faith that Sony Brass has in this game as well. So I'm excited to play it. Like I'm ready for that open beta.
Yeah. God of War coming to PC September 19th. Is anyone surprised how quick that was or anything? Or as it says, about time.
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. I think we've been waiting. Yeah. And then Spider-Man later this year, right?
Later this year.
Oh, Spider-Man's definitely. Spider-Man's a fall
holiday season.
Fall game. November 20 something will be Spider-Man right there. I'll give you half the answer right there. Until Dawn remastered coming to PS5 and PC same time as well. No date for. I think that was later on this year too, I believe. Right. So
yeah, it just said fall.
Yeah.
Spooky season kind of game.
Yeah. Skydance.
Sorry, I just want to go back to Until Dawn for a second. Mm-hmm. I find it odd that they specifically don't call out that it's a remake or a remaster.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look that good. Maybe it's just me and the way like I'm viewing it on like maybe it's my monitor or something, but it just doesn't seem like it's the big, hey, this is the PS5 version of the game. I'm like, yeah, the shadows look better. Maybe some of the lighting some textures look good, but the facial animations don't look.
It just seem upscale to me. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
The one thing I found with them is like, why this game? Why are you doing this to this game? I'm like, for the movie, is that why they're doing it?
That's the only thing that made sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like they did with The Last of Us. I just feel like it's just like it's just like a little too often that they're doing games are like, did you need to do that? Like that's still playable on your console. Like,
well, like this is like the only one that's not available elsewhere, right? Out of this whole series of,
well, Bloodborne, it comes to mind, and I want my fucking
Bloodborne. Give me that.
Bloodborne.
That's one I'd be like, yeah, hell yes, give it.
That's one that you could literally do the bare minimum for, just some upscaling, improve the shadows.
People just want 60.
Cool, I'll buy it again.
That's all people want is 60 FPS. The easiest thing they can do. That's wild. Anyway, Skydance Behemoth. It blows my mind. It's like, this one Switch put over. They already proved they can do it. They're like, nah, we don't want to make you wait. Skydance Behemoth. Is this gonna make you race to get your PSVR2? Anybody? No. Okay.
I found it funny. There's one clip in that trailer at the end, and the guy's like looks up, and there's this giant monster about to step on him.
Yeah.
And he like gets his bow and like pulls it back, like that's gonna do anything to a jet. Like I'm like, what do you do? Get out of the way.
You never know. You know. You tickle him. Who knows?
David and Goliath right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Goliath and a pancake, I guess. That guy's toast. I squashed for sure.
Path of Exile 2 coming to PS5 with couch co-op, cross progression as well. All right, cool. And then Monster Hunter Wilds, which with some dynamic weather. This game looks really cool, I must say.
It does, yeah.
It looks really neat. So really excited for that. I'm more like, anytime I see like, oh, there's like change while you're in fighting, I'm like, okay, how's this gonna run type of scenario. So I'm very intrigued to see how this one looks as well. Then Silent Hill 2 launching October 8th on PS5. It is also coming on PC as well. I know many people asked about that, but it is also coming on PC as well. How do you think this one is looking so far by the Bloomberg team?
Oh man, I feel like they are, up against a wall right now because they're coming out on the tail end of both Dead Space remake and Resident Evil 4 remake, and in terms of the survival horror genre, everyone else is just firing on all cylinders, and then you come out with this, and I'm like, something just doesn't seem right. There are times in this trailer where I think they're going down, he's going down some like dark corridors. I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. The lighting here is good. The atmosphere feels really good. And then you see some character models and faces, and you're like, ooh, now I can tell this is a Bloober Team game. And I really wish it wasn't.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they didn't get enough budget. Because like, what was the last game they made? I thought that looked pretty okay.
Medium?
Like, I thought that visually that was pretty okay looking compared to this.
Wait, they're not Layers of Fear, are they?
Yep.
Oh, okay, so yeah, they did Layers of. There was another Layers of Fear where they can.
That's right. They did
combine
the remaster,
all they combine all the games together. So, and that was
that's right.
That was Unreal Engine 5, and I was like, is it though? Like, it doesn't seem like it.
And that's what I mean. Like, they keep trying to their darndest. Like, hey, I'll give them their flowers. They keep trying to get into the horror genre and do something really cool and unique. And I think the first Layers of Fear was that first game to really put them on the radar. But then ever since then, I'm like, you guys just don't have it. You guys aren't the guys. Let's just say that. And it's just kind of frustrating that the Silent Hill franchise, the one, like the franchise that everyone has been kind of hoping comes back in a really meaningful and big way, is now just being kind of dragged through the mud, whether it's that weird mobile game, that free-to-play game that came out, and then this. It's like, guys, Konami, can we just... I'm sure there's a developer out there that would pay you to develop a Silent Hill game that has like really cool, innovative ideas. Can we just have like an open table discussion on who could handle Silent Hill moving forward? I don't know.
Give it to Ninja Theory. They'll make it creepy.
That's give it back to Hideo. Give it back to Hideo.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
He's got his new horror game coming out, which I'm sure will be kind of neat.
OD, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be kind of, I feel like that's sort of like a spiritual successor to
you have to
what he was working on, right? So
I need more than just people screaming in my face to know about that game. So, that's all we saw. Was people just yelling at you.
I just need emotional harassment in my eyes and ears for 30 minutes. I'd be like, bravo, Hideo. Bravo. You made me cry.
Good job. Yes. Alien Rogue Incursion VR game coming out holiday 2024. We didn't really see anything much of that. Marvel Rivals, that's something that we talked about before. But keep in mind, this beta is coming out for all systems, especially on Xbox. So whenever you have Xbox, you get their own exclusive skin. But July 2024, it's another closed beta, so I wonder how they're gonna run that one again, because the other one was pure chaos, that's for sure. But yeah, you get a Scarlet Spider-Man skin for that one.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty neat.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna play it. So if I get
Venom
that
as well,
free,
playable.
right.
Yeah, just turn it on, but I think if it's anything like what they did with the Scarlet Witch, you have to reach to like level 30 on the battle pass. But the battle pass you get for free.
Do you think they'll do that, or do you think
that's what they did with Scarlet Witch?
PS Plus, like little download bonus guy.
No, I think they're gonna. You have to earn it, and you're gonna get like level. It'll be level 30 type of scenario. So, which didn't take that long, really.
No,
no.
Level 30 sounds
I think by
like
4 days. 4 days I had it.
Okay,
so
it's 4 days though.
That is 4 days, but then I don't know. The game's not bad. It's fun. Venom looks pretty neat, especially with the team up with Spider-Man connecting to him and everything. Because Spider-Man was just left open every single time. Like, what is your power up? I don't understand it. So, Dynasty Warriors Origins. This is like the 120th Dynasty Warriors. They all like, what the hell is going on here? Now they have an origin stories.
There are a lot.
There's so many Dynasty Warrior games. There's even a Zelda version of it, a Fire Emblem version of it as well. So, that's coming out.
People love their Musos.
That's right.
Not me.
I just get 5,000 KOs just now, just smashing a button, over and over again.
I'm just trying to Google how many Dynasty Warriors games there are.
There has to be like 40 at this point.
There's 40? A film adaptation. Do we know this?
Oh, when did it come out?
2016.
Okay. That must have been around the same time that they did that Monster Hunter movie.
Oh, with Mila? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that was even a thing.
2017, they announced the shooting for it. Wrapped in 2017, and the film was released in 2021.
Well,
what?
We were dealing with other things in 2021. That's sure.
That's true.
Yeah. The film was made available via Netflix in the UK in June 2021 and other regions in July 2021.
It's on Netflix?
Or it was at one point.
All right.
Damn, if you can't stay on Netflix.
It's called Dynasty Warriors.
That should tell you something. If you can't stay on Netflix, I don't know, man. Ballad of Antera, free to play action RPG game. Looks like another Souls game in a way. So, which I don't know. I'm getting a little Souls out. I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. This like this too like this.
I was never into Souls games, to be honest with you.
That as well, but like I'm tired of seeing. I'm like another one. Okay, so
I hate to be that guy, but like I got Elden Ring and I was like, nah. Like I barely played it. I was like, it's not for me. I just can't do it.
That's
shame on you. Shame on you.
I know. Well, the DLC's coming out. I wish I liked it, but it's just so meh to me.
That's okay.
I just can't get into the genre. That's the whole genre. I got into Bloodborne a little bit. I like Bloodborne a bit, but
I'm surprised you didn't like Elden Ring then. This new game though, I think we've hit the point where there are so many Souls types or Souls likes that you have to do something unique or have like a good visual representation. Like Lies of P, for instance, not only nailed it with the gameplay, but offered a really cool take on the story, the look of it, the game and everything. This one, I'm like, okay, I'm sure I'll jump in, try the gameplay out. But other than that, nothing here is screaming original to me.
No, absolutely. I feel like with the success of Lies of P, everyone's like, well, we have our own version. Here you go. Like, so here's Riley's favorite game that's coming out later this year, Infinite Nikki.
What is that?
Oh, it's your favorite game. You tell us.
My favorite game?
Is it actually?
I have no idea. I didn't know that either, Riley. Yeah. I have no idea.
You're throwing me in. I don't even remember which one that is.
That's the open world dress up game.
Yeah, like with the cat thing or...
Why is that my favorite game?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's definitely not Steve's.
Some kind of creep or something. What?
I got infinite of it.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was just as confused as both of you guys were watching the State of Play, so I went and like looked it up. Apparently, it's a massive mobile series. Like it just churns out billions of dollars.
It's a open world dress up adventure game with a beta coming out later this year. I don't know. Wait, who's playing this game? I've never heard of this game before in my life.
We know.
Riley.
We know.
We know. It's Riley.
We don't need to say who's playing it.
But we know.
We know. I gotta look this game up right now. It says that it's a mobile game. I got nothing.
That's awful.
But we're just moving on from that one. Where the winds meet. I don't know.
Look cool.
Look cool, yeah. But
I thought it was. I mean, outside of the game, because we basically didn't learn anything about it. I thought it was nice that they added in a game that was like, hey, this is in development 2025, something to look forward to. I was like, okay, that's cool, instead of it all just being for this calendar year.
Yeah. Open world RPG set in ancient China. That's all we got from them.
Just like the 7 other games that have been announced this year.
Yeah. Yeah. But so overall, Steve, because Riley already said, Riley said he enjoyed the show. Well, Steve, how did you enjoy the show overall?
I think Astro Boy definitely carried it, largely because
you camilled it. You camilled it.
Astro Boy, you camilled it.
You camilled it.
Astro Boy.
Astro Bot.
Yeah.
Damn it, Camille. I think had we not heard the reports or the rumors of this game, that would have definitely been a much bigger pop for me, and probably would have brought it up like a whole, grade if we were to score it or anything like that. But yeah, I think throughout it, I saw some games that I was interested in, whether it was, on a varying scale between Concord, Silent Hill, that Dark Souls game or whatever, but then also games like Infinite Nikki and just the Dynasty Warriors. I think for what it was, 30 minutes long, it was fine. It kept my attention all the way through, but it wasn't a showcase. And I think that's the biggest detriment to it, is that, historically we're looking at May and being like, okay, PlayStation is going to come out, massive showcase, have a whole bunch of tentpole games. But I'm kind of convinced that they probably held off an announcement or two, probably for Summer Game Fest, gave it to Jeff. Yeah. So maybe by the end of this,
historically they've been there, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think by the time we get to the end of Summer Game Fest and have this like entire week and a half, we'll have a much better idea of what PlayStation is up to for not only 2024, but maybe even the first half of 2025, which will, I think, in the long run, be their ultimate goal. And for players, I think that's a huge win, is knowing, hey, we're not only going to get stuff that is in the imminent future, but here's a reason why we should stay engaged to PlayStation 5 well into the next year.
Yeah. Not starting. One thing they didn't announce, which they announced literally a couple days after, was that the PlayStation VR2 is expanding to PC. Why did they withhold this information? I don't. Why not include this in your showcase?
Maybe they just
want to focus
separately. Yeah, they just want to focus on games for one, and then this piece of hardware for the other. But I think the way they did it was kind of neat. They had the Half-Life Alyx.
That was so smart.
Screen on this, right there. I was like, that's great. They are clearly collaborating with Valve to some extent, which means I hope that we get that game on PS5 eventually.
Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty neat. So starting August 7th, you can pick up if you have you could get the adapter on August 7th, and
they need an additional cord too that's sold separately, but I think it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. I assume it's like a USB-A to USB-C or something.
Something like that.
But
just go into your cupboard. I'm sure you have one.
You probably have many of those. Yeah, and even the specs are not bad as well. Like an i5. And 8 gigs of RAM as well. I'm kind of surprised by all that. And the graphics card is a 1650 GTX card.
Yeah, it's one of the better VR units on the market now for PC users, which is great for them. I do hope that, because there's a level of work that goes into making that compatible with Steam's library of VR titles.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, I think that they don't even have it the original PSVR games aren't playable on VR2.
Yeah.
So I hope that there's a level of thought applied to that as well. It's like, okay, let's just give everyone everything across. Like I want that level of accessibility on the hardware as well.
Yeah.
So like Minecraft supports it, like several other games support it. So let me have it. Let me play it.
Do you think this will increase the sales of the VR2 now? This will help it out? No?
Not a chance.
I think it'll help a little bit, just by virtue of now being on another platform, essentially. But I think it's like an extension or a value add to people who already own it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think to get to kind of extract more value or use out of their headset, I think that's huge. But to sell it, I still think that PlayStation needs to drop this thing, the price significantly, because you are still up against the Meta Quest 3, which even at a comparable price is wireless.
Yeah.
And does a lot of the AR functions that even the Apple Vision Pro does. So if you're a PC player exclusively and you don't even have a PS5, I don't really see why you would go with PSVR 2. Aside from if I don't know, like the controller. But that's the thing, is that they even came out and they said, oh, all of our native PlayStation 5 quality of life features aren't being supported. So the haptics aren't there, the triggers, they're not going to work and everything. So it's like, okay, so now you're just reducing it to a pretty good VR headset. It's not even a PSVR 2 anymore. It's just a VR headset. It's still up against the Meta Quest 3. And I think right now, unfortunately, the difference between wired and wireless is that breaking point, where it's like, if you're going to buy one, go with the wireless, in my opinion anyways.
Yeah, I think I agree with that as well. But I'm glad they did it. At least it's a value add for people.
I mean, I'll hook it up and I'll play around with it. I think I am scared about how much that adapter is going to be in Canada.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Right now you can pick up the PSVR 2 until June 6th for $630. So it's actually currently cheaper than the Meta Quest 3. They have a sale going on right now. You save like $120. So, but like, yeah, even like without that sale, like that's
available at Walmart too. But
wait, what?
Yeah, you can save $120 on the PSVR 2 right now.
Well, why didn't you guys show up on my search list? What the hell, Walmart?
I don't know. We'll work on the SEO.
Thank you.
That's on us.
My bad.
Marcel, are you going to buy a PSVR 2?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't know. Something with VRs don't really interest me. That's why. Yeah.
Well, see you later.
No, but like VRs don't really interest me. Even with the Quest and everything, I was like,
I get motion sickness in them, to be honest.
But
I think they're really cool tech, but I get like sick from them.
And like
every time.
Honestly, the first time I tried it was in Montreal with the
Assassin's Creed event.
Assassin's Creed. That was the first time I tried it, and I was like, I feel like I'm falling right now. I don't feel good.
I did that, and I was like clammy, and I'm like, this is awful. I just sit down for like 15 minutes and just stare at the floor.
I would admit,
I was like, this is awful.
Because they had I think they had it at the highest. I don't know if they had it at the highest, but like when he changed it to like a lower end sensitivity or something like that, then I was like, okay, I feel fine now. But like,
what was it? Just like the free run, and you could like teleport. Is that what you mean?
No, it was like even when I was just standing with the character, I feel like I was falling down. Like it was just like something so intense. But like they had like a different like visual mode. I can't remember what they called it. And then when you switched it to the lower one, I was like, I feel better now. But even that, like, I don't know. It just never really interests me. I'd rather just play the game right in front of me and everything. I don't want to keep...
I like the level of separation.
Yeah, I don't want to keep climbing and everything. But like, where's this thing? I can't find it, like type of thing. So, I don't know. I
like to know the world's not ending around me if I'm playing video games.
Yeah, I need to know what's going on around me, just in case. Like my cat,
my condo hasn't caught on fire or something.
Yeah, my cat likes to attack me from time to time, so I always had to keep aware of where she is at all time. Yeah,
burglar burgling me.
Yeah, I don't want to actually like crack my fiance in the face with like when I'm pretend fighting people. Like, one time, the first time I ever used VR. My friend put it on, and I watched him just drill my buddy in the face. He just backhanded him right in the nose. It was pretty jokes. In hindsight, it was hilarious. At the time, I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
You good, man? And then I laughed.
my
but,
bad.
Yeah,
Speaking
no
of
one
getting sick,
died, but
I'm usually pretty good at
you're pretty
playing
sick.
pretty sick. Pretty good at playing like VR games for an extensive period of time. It wasn't until I did the Ace Combat 7 VR mode where they like lift you onto the runway in your jet and you're like in the cockpit looking around and everything. And the moment it took off, I was like, nope. Because I went from like totally fine to I'm gonna puke in the matter of seconds. Because that's how
Just like throw it across the
I was like, get the fuck off of me. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get back to the real world. I'm done.
I can't be in space.
I can't.
I have to be at home.
Oh my god, that's awesome. This like 600 device. Don't care about this.
Yeah.
Nope, not for me. Nope.
I'm done.
I'm done with this. Oh my god. All right. Final topic, I guess, is before Steve throws any other devices across the room, is Jeff Keighley. Well, I guess you know what. Let's just do our little predictions here for Summer Game Fest. Then we'll talk about what. Actually, I'll know what Jeff has to say. Jeff is just basically was mentioning, not to keep expectations not too high. No big reveals on like big games here. Since the death of this comes from Rock Paper Shotgun. Great name, by the way. Since the death of E3, June has descended into a chaotic cluster funk. I thought they said cluster fuck there. I was like, damn, what this is they're really edgy here, this article of trailers, broadcasting announcements, and journalizing frenzy of publicity seeking barking noises. Summer Game Fest has emerged as a hub for a lot of developers seeking eyes. So the 2-hour show hosting by a marketing man, Jeff Keighley, will be broadcasting on this Friday. Many of us will be there for the podcast, blasting you into the ocular nerve with probably a lot of games. Okay. However, most that was the sentence there. However, most of these games will not be
for this article.
Oh
right.
my God, right?
Jesus Christ!
We gotta hit our word count.
Blasting into your
ocular nerve. Basically, Jeff said there'll be definitely new announcements. He said. But the show's largely focusing on, I think existing games that will have new updates for fans. And basically, he mentioned this on because Jeff likes to go on go on Twitch and just have like a little show just before Q&A. Which I always commend him because he always gets some ridiculous questions in there. I'm like, and I'll be like, dude, I'm out. See you Friday, folks. Goodbye.
I saw him dismiss Kingdom Hearts fans who were hoping for something. Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts was definitely mentioned as well, and there's no example of Kingdom Hearts 4. Was that confirmed, or is just people just
that's
making
announced?
This up?
Yeah,
that is announced.
Shown,
okay,
like teaser footage of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think it's coming for a while still.
Yeah. So
they just released 2 Final Fantasies in the last year. Like,
yeah,
give them some time.
Let them
give them some time, and they just gave us all on Steam. Play those games for now, like
Right.
Yeah.
Play all of them. That will take you at least 4 to 6 months at least to play all those games. So, with that being said, what are our predictions for the show?
Ooh. Love a good prediction.
Like the weekend or just SGF?
Yeah. What do we?
For the show. Let's just keep it for the show.
All right, we'll do it for the show.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure whatever is revealed then, that's what we're going to be seeing on the weekend. I don't think anything else. Like, does IGN have anything?
I don't know. They have an interview with Phil Spencer, I guess.
That I want to see live. That's for sure. I'm like,
I will
Phil!
be very intrigued to see that because part of me wishes it was after the showcase though, because I feel like there'd be more to talk about.
I think that'll just take away from Jeff's thunder though. Jeff won't allow that.
Jeff would hate that.
Jeff would hate that.
Jeff would hate that.
Yeah, I don't know when that is because their show is Saturday. IGN.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep it for the show. I think whatever's announced there will be showcase after that. I don't think there'll be I don't think there'll be any other additional announcements. We're like, oh, we kept it away from everybody. Here's this.
I did see that one of the sponsors for Summer Game Fest is Party Animals.
Oh,
so
Hook a boy up.
Maybe we're gonna get a cool
Huge.
crossover there. Maybe we're getting a crossover animal or
With
monster. What would you put in there?
What do you
Like a death claw?
Yeah, like a rad roach. A rad roach.
Be my new main for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what am I expecting to see? What am I allowed to talk about? I don't know.
Why
I
you have to say it like that? What, Riley?
No, I don't know. I think it's going to be a pretty. I mean, even Jeff said like it's going to be a pretty chill show.
Nah, let's just state the
It's a good
obvious.
prediction, Riley. Thanks.
Is Kojima showing up for this?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think.
I feel like
is Kojima like Game Awards exclusive only?
Well, I don't even think that. I think more or less just because Kojima came out and he said, listen, we just finished all the mocap for Death Stranding 2. Now we've got a year of, just wrapping up and polishing the game. It feels like it would just be a repeat to get him back on the stage. If the game's coming out in 2025, I feel like you would want to keep Kojima until the Game Awards, get him out, get another trailer, then kind of do like the whole marketing push then. Now I just don't really know if you.
No, yeah, we did get a lot of Death Stranding footage that like not too long ago. So
I don't think he'd come out and be like, "Oh, here's OD" or "Here's Fizzant."
No, I think if anything, maybe they'll show more Concord and talk more about that and their plans for that.
That's
and how they're going to release it. Like that would make more sense to me. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'd love to see more Astrobot too.
I feel like
that'll be available to play through the show, like a weekend.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah,
that'd
Concord?
be cool.
No, Astrobot.
Yeah.
Concord. I don't know. I don't want to see that.
You'd be snoozing.
I don't want to see it. I'll be in the back. Yeah. I'll be in the back. Like, nope.
Take a little nap.
Yeah.
I feel like something that could show up. Wolf Among Us 2. It's been quite some time.
Yeah, that's a great call.
That game?
Sorry to burst your bubble here.
Oh shit!
But Jeff confirmed that a lot of games would be on the show. Metal Gear will not be shown. For example, Kingdom Hearts, as well as Wolf Among Us 2.
All right.
Sorry.
Right, I don't know.
And Judas and Judas and
they said Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be there, right? Like I think after they showed it, they're like, tune in to Summer Game Fest. So
and
that'll be cool to see more of that.
The new game from Sega, the one from the Persona team.
Oh yeah, Refantasia.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Also, I mentioned it before, but I think that Sony held something off from their showcase or their state of play, and I have a feeling that, I mean, when there's smoke, there's fire, and there was a whole bunch of smoke about that Lego Horizon game. I don't know,
dude. I don't know. They're dropping Sly Cooper on PS. Like they're finally bringing PS2 games natively to, or is it so some PS2 games, but they're bringing new ones to natively to PS5 again. And Sly Cooper's one of them, so I'd love to see anything Sly Cooper if they could muster that up. He's got a PlayStation Stars collectible in the rewards catalog right now for some reason, which seems really random.
There's people out there who have no idea who Sly Cooper is, which just blows my mind.
Jin Sakai, what about Ghost of Tsushima 2? Little teaser.
That'd be pretty sweet. I'd be pretty down for that. I do wonder like when I feel like Sony's so due for such like a big showcase. So
right.
I wonder what they're willing to give away here. But my assumption would be more follow-ups and then maybe to your point, Steve, like a little tease for something.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Because usually they have, Neil Druckmann on doing like a Last of Us thing or 2 years in a row almost. They did the Last of Us remake and then the online as well.
I think it's going to be like a very like low-key show. I think we're going to see like a lot of sponsorships, a lot of updates on existing games, and then maybe a couple surprises. And I think that's what I would go in with. Like, don't expect, like, I'm not expecting Banjo-Kazooie to be at this thing. I'm not going to expect, like anything crazy pie in the sky.
No, he's going to be at the Xbox show.
That's Xbox, yeah.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that.
The year that you're not there, I mean, that's when Banjo comes out.
Man, that will be
Maybe
messed
if
up.
that's what it takes, I'll never go again. I'll never.
You know?
And I'll get everything I want all the time.
You know,
Right.
some heroes don't wear cape, Riley. I'm just letting you know. Some heroes don't wear capes.
Overall, I'm hoping that if Summer Game Fest can give me at least 3 indie games that I'm down with, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Silk Song.
That's not going to be there.
That's not going to be there.
That's an Xbox.
So
That's
what if it is?
No, I think
It'll
that's
be an
still.
Xbox.
I think
it's
that's. I even think that's still.
You
That's still
think-
Nintendo.
Do you think that's going to be? I think it's Xbox. They got the Game Pass rights, right?
Yeah.
So what?
Day one?
Nintendo's the first one to announce it. That'll be
Yeah,
on-
but Nintendo
they
probably didn't
stole
want
it.
to pay the money for it, and then Xbox came in. They're like, "Hey,
So you
I'm
think
gonna make your day."
Sunday, Silk Song closes
Silk
the
Song,
show?
absolutely.
Closes the show.
Closing? I don't know.
No
I-
shot it closes. That
Well,
would be
well,
such
well,
a disappointment.
What do you mean? Why would it be a disappointment?
Disappointment.
Why would it be a
That would be
disappointment?
disappointing. Dude, if you show off Gears 6, for example, and then close on Silk Song, like
I
what
think
you're
you
saying.
open
Come
with
on,
Gear
like-
6. You open with
like,
Gear 6 and end it with Silk Song, and then you'd be like,
you'd open with Gears 6. I guess they opened with Fable.
blow-
That was pretty sweet.
blow our minds off
Last
right
year.
now, you know?
I
mind
feel
up,
like okay, so Summer Game Fest, we're feeling pretty. It'll be what it is. Like I think it'll be okay. But
yeah.
Xbox, I feel like they're gonna show up.
I think so.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they're gonna show
They're
up huge.
coming in punching. They need to.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
they
think,
really, they
I
really
think
need
they're
to.
gonna. I think they're gonna blow the lid off everything. I think they're gonna go like even if it's not this year or next year, like way down the line. Like I think they're gonna show their whole hand.
Well,
We're pretty close to it.
I mean, we
New
say
con-
this every year, but
I
it
know.
feels like Xbox is at that point where things should be
They need
lined
to.
up appropriately. That it's not like, oh, we don't have to wonder where State of Decay 3 is or Clockwork Revolution. Like these games should be on the slate to not maybe come out this year, but maybe late next year and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be, hey, we're going to show off a game and not talk about it in the next 6 years. It should be every single game that we're kind of showing off is going to be a substantial update and not just, hey, remember this exists.
Yeah. I think we'll probably like the reason I think this is because like this is the year, like they've already said Call of Duty's on Game Pass. So they need subscribers to buy. They'll buy in for Call of Duty, for example. I think a lot will, and then they need people to stay subscribed. So it's like, oh, you have Call of Duty, but like, look at we have like a dozen games coming to the service later on. So like, stick around for those. It's like kind of like you need that carrot, right? Carrot on a string, right? Like you want something ahead of Call of Duty as well. So I think if you roll out with like Gears of War and like. I want Banjo-Kazooie. I don't think it'll happen, but I would love Banjo-Kazooie. Perfect Dark, like go all in, get all of your Doom, like Indiana Jones, like all of these other games, like get them way out in front of Call of Duty and be like, look at all that stuff. All that stuff is coming to Game Pass and you can subscribe and you're going to get everything. And every single month we're going to have a new game for you. If it's Silk Song, if it's this, if it's that, like, then it's like, okay, there's the value. Like, that's why I want to subscribe to Game Pass. So I hope that's why I'm thinking like now that they have like their big intro, they pushed for Starfield. I think it did okay. I don't think it did the numbers that they were hoping for.
Sure.
Just based on the change in strategy to seeing other games multi-plat now. And I think that'll continue as well, but I think that they just need to get games out ahead of like back behind Call of Duty.
Are
So
they
it's just a Rolodex of new games coming up.
will they announce it coming to PlayStation? Or any PlayStation games being announced at their show?
This is
It's probably like a later on situation.
This is such an interesting thing because, like,
Mhm.
I don't think they should.
No.
I don't think they should. I think that, like, that if you want to announce that and then have like PlayStation can do that afterwards, cool. Like, that's fine. Like, they can put out a tweet saying, "Oh, like, this game is coming to our consoles too." If that is going to be what's happening, okay. The only problem that comes from that is people are going to be like, well, what is everything coming? Like,
Yep.
it's just such a weird like situation they're in that Nintendo and PlayStation don't have to worry about at all.
No.
Right.
Like, PlayStation's made it crystal clear. Like, they're dead set on like if it's a service game, it's day and date on PC.
Mhm.
Anything else, like maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Like
Yeah.
we
I
want to
think
bring you
even
into our
letting-
ecosystem. So
I think even letting PlayStation and Nintendo do that post show takes the wind out of the sails of the show itself. Because the entire narrative afterwards is going to be, to your point,
What else?
This
What
game
else?
is coming to PlayStation, not Xbox is getting this game.
then maybe you open and go, some of these games are coming to PlayStation and other partners, like, and we'll update you on that stuff.
I think
but
you
we're
just
gonna
let
focus
them
on
do it at their own show. Like this season
Yeah.
has no showcase. Say like they have a showcase in, I'm just saying like August, for example. Then
Sure.
show Starfield. Then
Yeah,
let them
I
be like,
agree
you
with
know,
that. I don't think that even if Xbox is kind of like bending the knee to just saying, hey, we're going to do a more publisher route, you don't use your own platform to do that. It just seems very
play all
strange
these
to me.
games elsewhere. Like what?
You know what I mean? Like the whole showcase is this is a commercial for Xbox Game Pass. We're supposed to be acquiring subscribers, building a value proposition. You undermine that completely if you come out and
if
say,
you're like
hey, this
PlayStation.
is coming to Xbox Game Pass or the console that you already have purchased.
Well, that's
the one
like
that you're
are
already
we gonna
playing on.
watch? Are we gonna watch the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 direct afterwards and pretend it's not coming to PlayStation? Like, you know, like
But I
you know,
think-
like that sort of thing, or like I guess it's technically separate, but
It's
like
it's separate.
That's kind
and
of
I
a
think
separate
there's
thing.
so much history and industry commotion around that it's not like it's not a conversation point. You know,
yeah,
I think for
that's
the
pretty
main show.
transparent that we know that's coming to other platforms.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
and you
it is
deal with
very
that, yeah.
strange, even almost distracting if we're sitting there and then all of a sudden Indiana Jones's trailer stops and in the bottom font you see like Xbox
PS5
Series
or
and
whatever,
PS5
yeah.
and everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck was that? And then you know like Everwild shows up and everyone's like, but what about that other announcement?
Yes.
They're going on their phone.
Yeah.
They're doing this. They're doing that. Like it's a total
It's a big
distractor
distraction,
by
yeah.
just
Yeah.
mentioning PlayStation and Nintendo. To Marcel's point, I think you just power on your Xbox Game Pass, your PC Game Pass, blah blah blah, and then down the road, if Nintendo wants to come out in their direct next week and say, hey, listen, this one game, whatever, is coming to Switch, great, let them own the announcement. Xbox is just gonna ride the coattails of that. They don't have to make the announcement at their show.
Yeah, it's just it's so tricky to me because like I don't think you can. Their goal isn't to hide that it is. You know, like their goal is to like get more players to buy that game on the hardware. So like, but it's a wicked web we weave, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't really know how you can. Yeah, maybe PlayStation does a showcase later on, and then you're like, oh yeah, Gears of War is coming to play, whatever it is, like something like that. Like do you like then does that like conversation like does the fallout occur then? Like I don't, and then when does it stop at that point? Because like I feel like if you can get out ahead of it, it might be better. But I can see ways that you guys are describing where it's like, okay, yeah, like just focus on Xbox and then do that. But like my initial thought was like, don't mention it. But then like if the partners are going to announce it after, that could be problematic. I go back and forth on it. I don't know if there's a clear direction.
I also think it depends on where they are within their own narrative, because right now the narrative very much is, hey, old Xbox games could come to other platforms. We're taking this on a case-by-case basis. The moment that they say Indiana Jones is coming to PlayStation day and date, the entire plan, the entire narrative around Xbox changes completely. And again, I don't think that Xbox is, to your point, Riley, you're saying that might be their goal. I don't think that they're willing to have or ready to have that conversation with the community yet. I think, because again, we've talked about this ad nauseum in previous episodes. Once Pandora's out of the box, there's no putting it back in. So I think that they might want to kick that can down the road as long as they can and just say, okay, maybe in the next wave you're getting Gears 4 and all these like other older games. Maybe just to kind of again see how they'll pan out, see if there's success before going all in and just saying Indiana Jones, Doom, the next Elder Scrolls, because that's a big moment and that's something you can never come back from if you're Xbox, in my opinion, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, like even Sarah Bond's putting blue hearts in the messages for the Xbox showcase. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that implies PlayStation to me, but I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting. Like, I'm really interested to see how that's handled and what the next wave of games that are going to be multi-platform will be from them.
Any shadow drops from Xbox?
I think so.
Hell yeah, I think it'd be fun.
100%.
I'm remiss to say that the last one was Hi-Fi Rush, and I think that was really fun.
Right. Yeah.
But I hope I like seeing that stuff. It's exciting, and it gets you. It, like once that happens, it's like the first thing I want to do is fire up my Xbox.
I think
like great. I want to do that right now. Like I'm gonna play that right now. Like
I think a great one would be that that Towerborn game that they've been showing off here and there. I think it's by like a second party studio, or like like it's published by Xbox. But I think that one would be an awesome one to Riley's point, where it is kind of this smaller, truncated game that is an easy pop for Xbox Game Pass. Like everyone watching from home, just go on Xbox Game Pass, download this, blah blah blah, and then that could feed into the early summer.
Yeah.
Now, Marcel, you're thinking.
I just had like a crazy idea that what if they had Silksong come out early as a Game Pass exclusive?
Oh, isn't
like
exclusive?
Drop first on Xbox.
Like you get it 3 days first if you have Game Pass.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep feeding into that, because they did that with Starfield.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do it with Silksong, maybe with your own game.
You see how hungry these people are for Silksong.
Dude, I'd buy it.
That's why I'm like I think you're like, what? Sign up for Game Pass? Okay. Yeah. Like, why not? Like, I think if
they're going to do something like that, Microsoft would have had to pay them a ton of money to deprive other platforms of that game on day one. Like, that's a big ask.
I mean, that's 3 days early. That's a little 3 days.
I also don't know if that's worth the pushback that the community at large would have on Xbox. If you have a PlayStation and you don't want to buy Xbox Game Pass, I think that
wait your 3 days.
That doesn't convince them to go over there. That convinces them to have more ammunition to be like, oh, screw Xbox, I don't want to go over there.
What if okay, here's a solution to all of this. What if they come out and they're like, yeah, this is coming to PlayStation and so is Game Pass?
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Well, it's weird because I was browsing the PlayStation store the other day and they're like, LA Noir's on sale. I'm like, oh, I love LA Noir. But in the corner, they have like a GTA Plus. It's like, oh, if you have the GTA Plus subscription, you get this game for free. You can just download it off the PlayStation storefront.
Right.
And we're seeing that with like EA and stuff. Like, I don't think it's that far-fetched to suggest something like that could happen eventually if PlayStation can profit off it. But I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's always that possibility, but the Xbox game approach to play games everywhere really did stop at Nintendo and PlayStation. They really made it clear, like it plays everywhere except for over here. Now get away from our ecosystem.
Yeah. Hey, this is ours. Go away, please. Yeah. It's just, although like for Minecraft or Sea of Thieves on PlayStation, you have to log into a Microsoft account. So
it's strange.
I don't know, we're not that far removed from it, but
I think PlayStation is doing that too now. So even God of War, you have to sign in to your PlayStation for God of War now. So,
it's true, which means I guess they can't sell it in a bunch of regions. But I'm sure they're on that. Yeah, they're gonna have to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Before we move on from the Xbox stuff, I wanted to ask: do we see hardware of any kind this year, like a new controller?
I was even gonna go further than you think you'll see Brooklyn.
Oh,
which one's Brooklyn?
The revision of
the circular one.
Circular one, the Xbox.
Oh,
X.
like the cylinder Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. Like what I would be so stoked if they tease like a handheld Xbox or something like that.
Oh my god, yes.
I'd be clean.
I'm glad you brought it. Do they need a handheld? Because everyone else does it. Why put it? And they already have Xbox integrated. Why do you need an Xbox version of a handheld? That's what I'm trying to wrap my brain behind, because like everyone. Maybe you want it, you can have it.
Why don't you want me to have nice things, Marcel?
I just want to know, why did they need to make it where everything runs Windows already? Like, that's why I'm trying to think of it. Why would they need to make it?
At least for me, someone who has an ROG Ally, Steam Deck, and everything like that, it's just a pain in the ass to just go from like just to get into the Xbox ecosystem. If that's what the focus is, it's like, okay, now I gotta actually use this thing as like a Windows 11 PC, scroll over, do this, log in and everything. If it's just, hey, you launch it, you're integrated right into it, it's optimized, and the internal specs is powerful and properly optimized, I think that's great. And I think Microsoft could subsidize that and just make it more affordable and cost efficient for consumers versus, Steam Deck, and the new ROG Ally X is like upwards of over $1,000 here in Canada. It's like, oh.
I just want it to be a dedicated handheld gaming device.
Right.
With the Xbox OS, and that's all it is. That's exactly what it is. It's not
no
it's not
Steam,
like
nothing
computer.
else,
No, nothing like that. Just like I just want a handheld Xbox console.
Yeah, I think that would be the major differentiating factor, is that we're talking about why get into it. Well, you have to do something different, obviously, because you have so many of these PC gaming handhelds that are reaching upwards of $1,000 or more. Xbox has a position to just bring that price down, say we're a dedicated Xbox gaming handheld. We're still making money on all those other platforms and everything, but this is just for Xbox. We can price it at like $400 or $500. And like I put up a tweet the other day. I was like, come out with OLED right off the rip. Just do that. Don't be like, oh, here's the first way.
Just do
maybe we'll do it for the second. It's like, just do it right off the rip. Charge a premium.
Yeah,
I'd buy it. I'd buy, like, if it was priced around like $500-$600 for an old.
What would the specs on something like that be? Like Series S equivalent, probably.
I would hope Series.
I would hope so. Oh, X.
Series X.
Yeah.
Like a oh wow. Okay.
I'll think a version of an X. Yeah.
You think?
I'll go in between the two, if anything.
I would take even an S power like equivalent. Like that to me, like you get the tech nice and slim. It would be portable enough. Like. That'd be pretty cool for me. I'd be down.
But is the Xbox library enough? Everyone wants their Steam library on the go, though. Is that enough, though? Like, Xbox already has enough problems selling their own systems. Like, would a handheld help out? I mean, I don't mean to knock them on that, but it's like the stats are there. Well, like, we see it.
I just think, like, if that's what you want, you're getting a Steam Deck.
Exactly.
I just think, like, you could do something nice, cheap, streamlined, accesses your library,
but
easy.
Like also like the ROG or even MSI Claw, for example, like you have access to all of them. Why limit yourself at that point?
Because of the price, in my opinion.
I know.
Like sell it at a loss. Like this could be the only hardware they really sell at a loss, and then like upsell the Game Pass subscription for it. Like
bake it into the price. Like here's a year of Xbox Game Pass. Bake it into the price. Yeah. There's your catalog of games.
Maybe that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty neat. I'll
push that with COD. I mean, I don't think that would be something they'd release this holiday, but it would be cool if they did.
I'd be
down for that.
That would be pretty, especially with Call of Duty. That would definitely help out. COD on the go. Why not?
COD on the go. It'd be the only console offering it because it can't run on. It's definitely not running on Nintendo yet. Like there's no shot.
I don't know why it doesn't even mention that document. Like, what you had to make a dedicated COD. I don't think COD Mobile can run on Nintendo.
That's true. That's so true.
I don't know if it could.
I don't think it could. I don't think it could.
Really don't think it could.
Yeah.
I don't think it could.
Okay.
No.
So I don't know. Well, that'll be pretty neat though. Yeah.
I really hope we're just before we start wrapping up the Xbox talk. I hope that they come out with a third Elite and just integrate all the DualSense shit. Like I hope they just rip that stuff off and give me cool haptics.
I hope they just skirt copyright law and give me what I
really
want.
do. No, give me all of that in the Xbox ecosystem because I love my Elite. But I just feel like they're just missing a little extra from that DualSense.
There is like it is more engaging. Well, especially we're talking about Astro Boy. Like Astro Boy, no, I can build it.
You can build it. You got
Astro Boy.
She got us all. She got us all.
Trifecta. So, but Astro Boy, like that game took, or like Astro's Playroom was so good with the DualSense. I was like, you can feel the raindrops and stuff like that. Like it's crazy impressive tech. Like I do hope that there's a new controller that kind of embraces the elements of some of these other games that are coming up now. If it's, whatever sort of the devs want to tap into, and especially with like games like Indiana Jones and stuff. Like, I think there'd be a lot of opportunity to really tap into that with a cool controller.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Now I'm looking forward more to the Xbox show than the Summer Game Fest. Sorry,
I'm
Jeff.
excited.
I'm excited,
I'm really
I'm excited for Xbox now. I'm like, hey, what could they show here and everything?
I think it will be a genuinely good time.
It will be a great time.
I think it'll be good. It's like 2 hours long. Is that?
I think that's the safe assumption. Yeah.
It's always funny to me that Xbox will go 2 hours no problem, but Nintendo's like a 45-minute max. Like they're like they narrow down on it.
Because they just focus on like, here's the game, next game. Here's a little recap of the games. All right, see you next time.
Xbox is like, here's cinematics, and here's gameplay, and here's Phil Spencer on exactly.
Remind you that Game Pass is the only place for Xbox games and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Then we get the world premiere.
I hope he's back.
Console.
He was missing last year.
World premiere.
I'm going to be very excited to see how they frame all of it. It's going to be like console.
Is that the guy from Halo? Who's like Kilimanjaro? No. Like that would be like that guy.
That would be sick if they got him to do it all.
World premiere. So good.
It's
day one.
I think that's pretty much. I mean, besides IGN, I wanted to see how Phil. That's gonna be a fun interview, that's for sure.
Weird to do that before the Xbox event again, but we'll see what he says. I feel like he'll get a lot of questions thrown at him.
I'm kind of convinced that it's just going to be a nothing burger kind of interview, softball questions, and
I don't know if Ryan will let him get away with that though.
I don't know. To me, I'm just like the timing of it. I just don't see him coming out hand in hand, putting out any kind of bad press ahead of this major keynote.
Yeah.
To me, that just seems like a bad marketing move if you open yourself up for that.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. Besides that, Riley, what's going on for you for this week, sir?
I am going with my future mother-in-law to see Wicked tomorrow.
Hell yes.
My fiance and my future mother-in-law. It's not just a date, but yeah, we're going to do that. It'll be pretty fun. And then I'm just looking forward to seeing these shows. Like, it is a pretty cool time of the year. Like, we're rolling off of PlayStation into Summer Game Fest, into Xbox, into Ubisoft, into Nintendo eventually in June. So it's just kind of exciting to be a gamer right now. Just see it, like, this is what it's all about right now. So I'm excited to see that.
Nintendo didn't say their date. They just said, like, see you in June, right? Type of thing.
Well, they confirmed in their financial release that they would talk about their next gen hardware this fiscal, which ends in March next year, and that a direct would appear in June, but it would focus on Nintendo Switch software, and the next gen hardware would not be mentioned there. Okay. So we're looking at Switch software lineup for the remainder of the year, which is exciting. I think that they could have some fun surprises.
Yeah.
Do we think they'll do one on the Tuesday?
No.
No.
I feel like probably maybe like that they'll remove themselves a bit from the discourse, and maybe I would do maybe back half of June. But we'll see soon.
Did they keep in line with their E3 scheduling last year? I honestly can't remember.
They might have done. They definitely did something after the showcase. Yeah, I don't know if it was. I think they definitely did something in the back half of June, and they announced Wonder and RPG and all those goodies. So, well, there's definitely like they'll have some surprises for sure. Because last year, I think the reports coming out, they're like, oh, it's a light year for Nintendo, and they dropped Zelda and Pikmin and Wonder and RPG, and I'm like, well, I don't think it was at all. So I think they'll have some surprises, which is exciting.
So they did one on June 21st last year.
There you go. So back half probably.
Good call.
You know, we should ask YouTube. They will know.
Oh yeah.
Log in as an admin.
Man. I mean, we've said it many times that we're like, man, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure that's what's happening.
Sure that's going on right now. You know. So.
Well, I mean, you can see it in the way that it comes out. It's like if it's an imminent thing.
Yeah.
It's like so it's like you can assume once word's getting out, it's like there's a break in the marketing chain there that lower in the production scale, near release. This is when the stuff's getting out. It's like Nintendo just this level. Okay.
Nintendo just uploaded a placeholder video. Guess there's a direct coming out.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah.
They like all of this stuff is preloaded onto their servers so that they can broadcast it without any hiccups. And like people were looking at it. It sounds like, which is both completely unsurprising and disappointing because that's how you get things taken away. So
no, absolutely.
I hope that there's, if this is going to be a continued partnership with them on the YouTube side, for any developer, they're much more aware that this is a reality of that choice, and they're given guarantees that this is not going to happen again. Because if I'm Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo or any developer that has a major announcement, I'm going to be hyper hesitant to showing my stuff on YouTube. If this is going to be the end result,
we could potentially even sue Google for this.
You totally could.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I don't know specifics, but it sounds like it happened multiple times.
Oh, absolutely.
Going all the way back to 2017. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like that. I couldn't imagine the damages there. Mm-hmm. I would imagine they're significant.
It's probably like on so many games that haven't even been announced that they just throw up there, and that's why people are like, "Oh, yeah, this game's coming out." You know?
Yeah.
That's why we kept hearing Metroid Dread for so long. They probably had
Metroid Dread. I mean,
they probably had to throw up there forever.
Even Valhalla, the God of War DLC, that leaked like almost 6 months beforehand because it was uploaded to YouTube, and it was just kind of kept there, and someone saw it on the back end, and we're like, "Oh, there's a new God of War piece of content that's coming out."
Yeah.
No, so I don't know. I hope they've addressed it, but I don't know. There's still stuff that seems so recent that maybe they haven't. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens there, but it is disappointing.
Steve V, I'll be seeing you soon. But anything else before then?
Not really. I'm just gonna kind of hang out from between now and taking off for SGF, play some Destiny. Looking forward to the final shape.
I got that too. I haven't played it, but I'm pretty excited to try. I don't know if you want to jump in later, but
absolutely, yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm down to rep. I only booted it up for like a quick minute just to make sure that I could actually get into it and everything. And they play like a small opening cinematic that really just hit it for me. Like, oh shit, this has been 10 years of storytelling in the making, and this is just really doing it for me right now. And I'm just feeling nostalgic for Destiny, and it feels like getting to this moment, I'm like, oh, this game matters more to me than I even thought it did. And I think that's pretty cool.
Cade 6 was always my boy, so he's back, right? So I'm like, all right, I think I'm in. I'm in.
Hell yeah. Yeah. For me, just like Steve, getting myself prepared, making sure all loose ends here at home are taken care of before I take off, and then I could start enjoying SGF and the play days and everything. So, and we'll be
good weekend ahead of us.
Good weekend ahead of us. We'll definitely have like a little special video as well with us recapping everything that happened there, our thoughts as well. And but besides that, we'll see you all here next week as well. Take care, everyone.